Hercules, you shall go to the land of Nemea. There lives a huge golden lion, and this lion is terrorizing the people, not only because of his fierceness and his size, but because his skin is magical. It cannot be cut by metal or wood, and therefore arrows and spears and swords bounce off the hide of this lion. But you shall go and kill the Nemean lion, and to prove you have done so, you shall bring me its hide." "Yes, your majesty," said Hercules. But on his way he thought, "How am I going to kill a lion that I can't cut with a bow and arrow or a spear or a sword?" When he got to Nemea, he found the area in which the lion liked to roam, and he hid by one of the main paths that the lion used, and waited among the trees. At last the lion came trotting along the pathway, and Hercules thought, "I have nothing to lose. I'll try an arrow." And fitting an arrow to his bowstring, he pulled back and let loose. Whew! Went the arrow, and it struck the lion and bounced right off of him. The lion knew he was being attacked, and he spun around and saw Hercules there in the trees, and with a mighty roar, "Rah!" he rushed across the open space between them and leaped at the huge man. But Hercules was holding a club, his favorite weapon, and he struck the lion in the head. But remember the magic of the hide on the lion, and the club didn't kill the lion. In fact, the club shattered into 1,000 pieces, but at least the lion fell to the ground, and in that moment Hercules leaped upon the lion and began to wrestle with him. It was a terrible battle, but in the end, Hercules won. He could not cut the magic hide, but he squeezed the very life from the beast. "Well, that should have been the tough part, but it isn't," said Hercules. "How can I get the hide off of this lion to go share to the king? I've tried my knife, I tried my sword, and nothing works. I have an idea." And so he turned the claws of the Nemean lion back upon its own skin, and sure enough the lion's own claws cut its skin. And he took the hide off of the lion, and he cleaned it and he tanned it. But then he thought, this would be very useful if I could turn it into clothing. That would mean that arrows and spears and swords would bounce off of me. And so that's what Hercules did. He took the Nemean lion's skin and he made it into an outfit for himself, with its arms as his sleeves, and its body around his body, and even left on the neck and the head to use as a hood in cold or rainy weather. And wearing the lion's skin, he went back to see King Eurystheus. Now Eurystheus saw what he thought was a huge lion walking on 2 legs coming right towards him, and being a coward, he spun around and ran back into his palace and slammed the gates shut. And then he climbed to the top of the highest tower and looked down. Hercules stood below, roaring with laughter as loudly as the lion had roared, and he said, "Well, your majesty, it appears that this is as close as you'd like to get to the skin of the Nemean lion. What do you have for me next?" For more titles from Jim Weiss and Well-Trained Mind Press, please visit us at jimweiss.com or welltrainedmind.com. Thank you for listening.